Mini Matters, a miniature painting podcast.
I don't know where we got to, but this is part 2 of the interview. The first part,
or maybe part 3 or 4. It's another part.
This could be another part of the interview. So, welcome everyone to Mini Matters part something, and me, Jamie Hutber, with Alfonso Banshee. I don't have a subject. What were we talking about?
We were speaking about that pieces that maybe were less credit, but I appreciate them more, maybe.
But the thing is, I don't know when it stopped.
Oh, well, so basically to summarize, I was saying that sometimes we feel that the important thing is the final goal, what it gets, gold, silver, or whatever, or bronze, or whatever. And that, for example, in this case, that I'm very proud of the last piece I've done alongside with Joaquin Palacios and the illustrator Alvaro, I think, yeah. And that, you know, I've been lucky to be commissioned this by a great person and a great collector that is super supportive with artists. So he deserved the best piece, definitely. But if I think, like, is this my best piece of the last years? Maybe not, because what is a best piece? You know, it's like, I have entered in competition in Monte San Sabino 4 or 5 years ago, a display called FUCKSMOOTHNESS. And basically,
is this where
the FUCKSMOOTHNESS, it was the title of a piece.
Yeah.
So it was not a claim to make some marketing or whatever. Another completely different thing is that afterwards, I have been clever enough to hashtag it, to expand the speech I want to say, because I want to bring it as further as I can, because I really believe on what I'm saying. It's not something invented, it's something that I believe and that is based on something that is highly explained in my book. For example, that is, I am referencing to old masters saying some things that has sense. And returning to the point, that piece was awarded with silver. The reason for that, because I was surprised, to me it was a fantastic piece because it was 15 or 13 anonymous busts painted completely different and representing completely different attitudes, all characters, all of them, and it's a fantastic piece in a way that it looks different, impacting, you know, and that is based on something that classic art has done many times, which is the studies. Like when you see the Cathedral of Rouen by Monet, is the same cathedral in 20 or 40 different light situations, and which is super ambiances.
It's the same thing, but
same thing,
completely
exactly.
different.
When you get rid of the subject and you just paint different things, is a super great exercise. And the title, it was FUCKSMOOTHNESS, because that what I wanted to say is fuck the rules. It's like, you can make something beautifully done 15 times or maybe 100 times in 100 different ways, and all of them could be valuable, and it depends on the taste of the viewer which one he prefers. But the whole meaning of it was super strong. And then there was a subtitle that it was something like, a year of learning and teaching through the world, as gratitude to my students, because all these pieces, they were demos from classes of 90 minutes and a couple of them 3 hours. What I wanted to say with this is, in a very short amount of time, you can have something that is at least interesting, right? And that's the reason why I fuck the rules, because when you control the rules, you can break the rules and do your own, right? This, instead of being interpreted like the message and the proposal, and value the proposal more than the actual painting. Some of the judges' comments were, some pieces were like really well defined, some others were not blended enough. And it's like, mate, I mean, have you seen whoever, Sorolla, Cézanne, Mignola, Frank Miller with boxes of, you know, it's a fucking style, it's deliberated.
But
you know, it's something done obviously on purpose, and if the aesthetic goal is achieved, if you feel that this is cool, nice, that judgment is based only in one factor of 1,000 that can be evaluated.
But this is, so from an outside perspective, you are challenging the rules of the status quo, what everybody knows, right? So do you not think that, like, even getting silver actually was quite a good achievement based on?
No, because I know that they didn't give me gold, not that they gave me silver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
they knew they had to give you something.
I spoke with them because some of them were my friends. I know them. You know, so I asked them like, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
And their comment was in a negative way, like it was really good. Some of them were really good. Some others, they were interesting, but. Yeah. And to me, the point is, why would you search for the same finishing always when we have the chance to go to a contest that is an exhibition art room and see things that are super refined, classic style, beautifully painted, but also these things. You know, so if it moves you.
Yeah, but see, now I believe that you're having an impact on this, right? Because so you didn't get gold then, but those judges, with you talking to them and educating them about the art, I put that in quotes because it's not education, but it's by you getting silver and then thinking and explaining to them why you thought it not should be, but could be gold, right? They remember that conversation, and the next time they judge...
Well, probably in a bad way.
No, well, maybe. But even so, even if it is negative, it's still there.
Before this FUCKSMOOTHNESS thing, I was already doing this idea in night models, painting the box arts 10 years ago, doing illustration or illustrational style, how you call this, like illustration style, alongside with other people like Jose Manuel Palomares, Jose Manuel Caballero del, so some other people, Ruben, some people, but we were the main painters. We were doing this, you know, very aggressive, contrasted, full of colors, you know. Nowadays, obviously, it has passed 10 years. The things that Arnau Lázaro, Sergio Calvo, Marmas Clans, the new David Arroba, Rodrigo, the new generation, they are doing things that are much more evolved. Antonio Peña, Aitami, why? Because, and many others, because, you know, it's 10 years already. But
in a long time in this weird miniature world.
In that moment, that was provocative because it was quite new, right? What happened? That was behind a company that produced comics subjects, DC, Marvel, Star Wars. So the style fit perfectly, and people understood it because it was consequent. It was not out of the box. They could understand, that looks super flashy because there are superheroes.
So they're already accustomed to this.
Exactly. So what happened is, what has changed is just that at some point, my opinion was, this has to spread in a different way, because I find a lot of students all over the world that they tell me, mate, I'm bored of painting. And that's the worst thing that can happen, because this world is super beautiful, but it's super small. And we cannot die. We should not die. So instead of fucking telling the guys, the young guys or the new guys, you have to paint in this way, tells them, these are the resources, paint in the fucking way you want. Because what matters is your vision, not my opinion.
The journey of the...
Exactly.
But this is why, I mean, if there is such a thing as viral in our industry, I would like these things, because these messages aren't conveyed enough, you know, like people have a misconception.
Because there is a risk, and that's linked to the previous thought, which is some people that has the knowledge, some people that has the sensitivity, they will not shout it openly because they could be harmed. They could be damaged by mate. I mean, it's amazing. It's unbelievable that someone can deliver a lot of hate to a guy because he paints in another way. It's like how fucking mental you are, motherfucker. It's like how if I don't like something, I don't consume this.
You just leave
it. I just leave
on.
it, you know?
No,
it's like, I hate dogs, so I kill all the dogs. Mate, it's like, don't have a dog.
But this is, so an observation that I have had is that, like, I would say that you and I are eccentric in a way. We are quite happy to have negative feedback, positive feedback, and it's part, you know, it doesn't kill us. I don't know what the quote was.
Well, I think it comes with the attitude.
Exactly, the territory. You kind of know where you are. Like, I know that when I say stuff that's provocative, I expect a reaction, and I expect a good or a bad reaction. I know it's going to happen, but a lot of people in this, it's not industry, but the miniature world, like, I can't say it in a, well, I can say it in a PC way. Basically, they are in a way, introverts. So that the way they are, the way they interact with people, but that lends itself to
because it's a very intimate hobby.
Yeah.
So you do it normally by your own, in your own environment, alone, normally with your own music. It's like a very, but my perspective is different because I have been in so many places, meeting so many people that at some point it was a natural development of my personality. You know, when I had to go to the UK to live for a year to try at Portugal, and I failed. You know.
Well, did you fail because?
No, I failed because of me. Because I failed because I was not clever enough to be to follow the game or to be politically correct. I was dumb. You know, I was not clever enough. But also this experience was what made me be here and enjoying this more. So at the end, I don't regret. And it did some people, even from inside, that they think that I don't appreciate that or that it's the opposite. I value that time a lot because I learned it was one of the best experiences in my life. The company is amazing. They treat you super well. That's the truth. I mean, if you need something, they give it to you. You have all the material you want. You have all the resources. And I was before the 3D the modeling, at least in Portugal. You have super talented mates. You can check different processes. You can sculpt in the way you want. Obviously there are restrictions, but it's important also to learn how to be restricted by someone, like an art direction. So
they need you to be
exactly. All these things are like crucial for me. But knowing myself every year more and better, I realize that I love to be involved in team collaborations, but I have to be a freelance. Because I'm a difficult guy as well, and because I am too direct. When I was working in a team's presential like environments, right? That makes sense. Sometimes I didn't deliver the message in the right way.
Is this a Spanish thing or is this an Alfonso thing?
It's very Spanish. It's very Madrilean. It's very from Madrid. We are very arrogant. We look arrogant.
It comes across as arrogance if you're from another culture, maybe.
It's also about how loud we are when we speak, how aggressive, you know. But then I am, especially, I'm arrogant. It's the truth. You know, and there's nothing wrong to admit this, you know. But I also recognize who is better than me, or who does a great job, or even the effort.
It's as in you can be arrogant but not dismiss. You don't have to dismiss all
Why?
the other. But this is a certain.
It's not that I like to play my football. I like to play my football, but I love to watch others' football.
And appreciate. The
exactly.
Same I think. But I think the thing is, I'm a bad person to judge because my hobby is very singular. I don't have the broad spectrum of what the other people are, but from meeting a lot of the people, or rather I should say the people I have met, not everyone is so expressive and so free but that's just the personalities they are. But I guess to go, actually I'm going back to part one, which is a bit weird in the interview, but like the idea of this spreading the message of the fuck smoothness, which actually is a lot more than just leaving brushstrokes on there. For me, at
it's
least,
freedom.
The way I perceived it is enjoy your process. If you want to leave brushstrokes, leave brushstrokes. If you want to do blending
do
100 hours, just do it, because that's what makes you happy.
I don't care.
But I know for a fact, I say a fact, a lot of people, maybe that's not even right, people I've spoken to haven't got that understanding, but that's because they only see the hashtag. They
don't read.
Exactly.
I have explained this before it was Instagram. That the trendy social media was Facebook. I've explained this with long speech like this that took me 3 fucking hours to write it, like writing, erasing, it made. And some people don't even read 2 paragraphs. It will happen that this interview could be interesting. I think it's an interesting conversation, just from the point of view of a hobbyist, I think. But I can bet many people will say, oh, more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
People want instant satisfaction.
But this isn't just the miniature
So if
world.
they see a hashtag, it's like, oh, he says fuck.
Yeah.
Check the mentality.
Yeah.
Someone that consumes porn, probably, that says fuck every fucking day of his life.
Yeah.
That maybe see how someone kills an animal and he don't care. See pictures of the war in Syria and he is eating. How the fuck someone that let his kids dance Anaconda by Nicki Minaj that is talking about big cocks.
Yeah.
How this guy can be offended because someone has said for his own art or creation or whatever the word fuck smoothness. Come on. Yeah, like come on, bro.
But this is the thing that I find intriguing about it, because like you say, right, the XYZ, they consume data like internet dating, Tinder, like the instant gratification, right? That's the culture that we've bred now, right? I don't think that people have a problem with fuck smoothness or the concepts. I think that people have a problem with your
way to deliver.
No, you're challenging something that's so fundamental in our thing. You're doing something that is against everything that people know. And that, in my opinion...
Yeah, and that happened in the Middle Age.
Yeah.
When someone said that the earth was rounded and they kill him.
Yeah.
Or when someone was ginger and he was a witch.
I like ginger.
So to me, that someone is telling me, oh, I have received messages calling me terrorist. Literally. Insulting me, saying, you are the terrorist of the miniature world. Right. Why? Because you love to paint Nazi soldiers with a beautiful suit. I also love the aesthetic, you know?
Yeah.
I also love to see those pieces.
Yeah,
Maybe I would love to paint it. I have painted when I work in Andrea 15 years ago, and I had to paint Hitler. It was my work. I didn't do this because I was a Hitler fan. It was my fucking job. Yeah. So I painted in the best way I knew at this moment.
Yeah.
But what is the problem? That, I mean, it's so simple that people are bored.
And they need something.
If you really have something that moves you, that interests you,
you
don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Do you think that it bothers me every time Kirill does another fucking amazing boxer that is the pike of the point of the spear, pushing in terms of reflections, understanding of materials, textures? No, mate. I fucking love it. It's like, I hate it.
Good.
It's so good. It's so good. It challenged me.
And
then I say, I want to do something as good as him in my fucking style. And that's it. And when I see the young people, I come young. Well, they're more new to the industry, and I see their works. If the work is fantastic, you say it. Why not? I mean, it's like, do you think that this reduce my value or something? It's like, if people think like this, it's their problem, not mine. In smaller places, or this is like the space that I need to be comfortable and place all the stuff I use.